Introduction. Consumer behavior. Consumer behavior is the study of how the consumer make consumption decisions according to their individual conditions. With a better understanding of consumer theory, consumers are easy to receive high satisfaction from goods and service by making the best decision. Utility. Utility is the total satisfaction of consumers receive from consuming goods and service. Goods and service which can provide good satisfaction to the consumer will meet the high demand for it and otherwise. Thirdly is demand. Demand is the economic theory that studies on how the relation between the demands of goods and service and their price in the market. Demand is based on two factors, which is taste and ability to buy. According to the assumption of ceteris paribus, as the price of goods rises, the quantity demanded of the goods falls and otherwise. Scarcity. Scarcity is the condition that explains the resources in our life are limited to satisfy consumer wants. And also, it will include an opportunity cost.
I'm Elaine Ooi. I'm going to present research methodology. For the data collection method, the data that we use in the research is primary data and secondary data. The primary data that we use is survey, and the secondary data that we use is journal, article, reference book, and website. Besides, the data analysis method that we use is descriptive data. We use table, graph, percentage, and frequency to present and analyze our data. Next, I'm going to present 2.1, Part A, Respondent Background. For the gender, as we can see in the pie chart, the male respondent is more than the female respondents. The male respondents have 58.33% and the female respondents have 41.67%. For ethnicity, based on the pie chart, we can know that half of the respondents are Chinese, which have 50%, and for Indian and Malay respondents, which have 25% and 16.67% respectively. Lastly, for the other ethnicity, just have 8.33% only. And then for the age, most of the respondents are below 30 years old, which have 66.67%. For the 31 to 40 years old respondent, they are 21%, and for the 41 to 50 years old respondent, they are 8.33% only. Lastly, there are no any respondent above 51 years old. So that's all for my part. Thank you.
I will continue the presentation for my part. There are 5 respondents agree with statement 1. I prefer to purchase good or product depending on their brand due to the reason that social classes. Even if the price is high, I am glad if I can buy the branded good, is the statement 2. There are 4 respondents agree with this statement because of brand loyalty. Next, they have 7 respondents agree with statement 3. If my income rises, I will increase my purchase of good. This is due to the reason that it was influenced by economic situation. If the price of good is low, I will increase my purchase, is statement 4. They have 7 respondents strongly agree to this statement. For statement 5, I purchase to buy good online rather than in person. They have 3 respondents who answer disagree with this statement. The reason of 3 respondents who answer disagree to this statement because of shipping problem and delays. Lastly, they have 5 respondents who answer agree to statement 6 that purchasing good online is more convenient and cost effective. This is because easy comparison for customer to purchase the good. That's all for my part. I will pass to next group mate. Thank you.
Today I will present for part C, consumer behavior. Based on the figure for statement 1 is if the price of good A falls by 50%, I will purchase it. Assumption of ceteris paribus. We can see that most of the respondents who answer this survey form are strongly agree with statement 1. This is because the price of good A is cheaper than good B. The consumers can get the number of goods as good A with the lower price than good B. For statement 2 is, even if the price of good A is high, I will still purchase good A. Assumption of ceteris paribus. Most of the respondents answer disagree. This is because they will buy the cheaper goods and almost the same as the goods that they want to purchase. The respondent still is rational when they are purchasing. For statement 3 is, if the price of good B is risen by 50%, I'll purchase good A. Assumption of ceteris paribus. Most of the respondents answered agree to the survey. This is because good A is substitute good of good B. Good A and good B can be replaced with each other and have similar types of ingredients. So, the buyers will purchase good A because its price is cheaper than good B to satisfy their desires. Next, statement 4 is, if my income increases by 50%, I will purchase good A. Assumption of ceteris paribus. Most of the respondents answer agree. This is because the loyalty brand of good A is better than good B. Loyalty enables consumers to develop habits such as making decisions of purchasing from the same brand and as consumers more loyal. Lastly, statement 5 is, if my income increased by 50%, I will purchase both good A and good B. The answer that most of the respondents answer is agree and moderate. This is because the consumers can purchase both of the goods when their income increases.
Conclusion. For part A, we can see that our target respondents will focus on Chinese teenagers who are aged below 30. In part B, it is obviously shown that most of the respondents will agree to all the statements that is in part B. However, in part C, the respondents were standing for different opinions with all the statements that is in part C. We are also given a few suggestions. Consumers have to make wise consumption decisions based on the side of quality, but not quantity. And also, consumers have to spend wisely according to their budget. That's all for our group. Thank you, everyone.